Hello everyone, welcome. Today I'm going to provide a beginner belly dance introduction to working with a veil. So a veil can be a wonderful prop to use to add a different kind of flavor to your belly dance practice. So it's a beautiful, graceful, feminine style prop, and we'll learn just a few basic moves and then string it together into a short combination. So if you are brand new to belly dance, this is a perfect tutorial for you, or just when you want to relax and enjoy working with the veil. The veil typically is about 3 yards of fabric. This one is silk, but chiffon is a great material to work with, especially when you're brand new. You can buy a chiffon veil online pre-made, or you can go to your local fabric store and have them cut 3 yards for you in your favorite color. So use what you can. You can practice at home with a light scarf, but you do need it to be a little bit bigger. So once you're ready and you've decided to find your veil or fabric of choice, we'll go ahead and get started. So first thing, really quickly, I'm going to come a little closer to our camera here. As you can see, I have my veil evenly dispersed between my hands. So again, we go with 3 yards so that we have a little extra, I'd say 12 inches or more on either side of our veil, and we want to hold it between the thumb and the hand here. We want it to be nice and light and airy, a little bit of gap. You don't want to ever rigidly hold on to your veil. So, and this is actually just a really short tutorial, but definitely check out with your local instructor, veil class, or contact me. I'll be happy to speak with you more in depth about veil, because it can take a little while to learn. All right, first thing we're going to try is circling the veil around the body. So what we're going to do, we're going to take one arm up. We have the veil in the hand, and then we cross it in front. So again, then we'll take the other hand. See how it kind of like a matador or bull, their cape goes around the body. So we open, and then the other hand goes around. Open. This is one of our fundamental veil circles, veil movements. And as you work with the veil, make it your friend. You're bound to get tangled up. That's totally natural. We have a bit of a laugh and just shake it off and move on if that happens. But as you can see, I keep the arms far away from the body. It's a great arm workout if you do a great deal of veil. And we extend it out and away. In general, your veil is less likely to get tangled if you keep a nice lift in the arms, keep the veil away from the body, and work to gently allow air to get under that veil. This adds to the grace and beauty of the dance. So we want to embrace this lovely sensual prop and treat it with kindness. Not the same as you'd throw a dish towel across the room, right? All right, if you haven't already, let's try our veil circle to the other direction. So the arm away from the direction you're going will come up, flip it behind you, and then keep that circle going back to front. So again, I'm going to take my left arm, it'd probably be your right, bring it up and over that other hand, open, and then other way, right? Good. Good. We'll revisit this and these other movements as well in more depth in future tutorials. I'm happy to create something just for you. All right, let's try a variation of this veil circle where we're going to cross the hands in front. So next time you come around, I invite you to stop the veil, cross the hands in front, and then go the other way. Floating the arms around, cross, and other way. Let's try that one more time. Cross in front, and relax. So in belly dance, and you can keep working on your veil crosses with me while I speak, we convey a lot of different moods and emotions. Sometimes folks think that all belly dancers do is shimmy and shake and dance fast, fast, fast. But we actually learn a lot of beautiful, graceful, slow moves as well. So if you were looking forward to that, or it's really a wonderful way to embrace dance in maybe a little bit more relaxing way. And it adds dynamic to our dance. If we were fast, fast, fast all the time, it would be not only tiring for us, but tiring for people to watch. If you add beautiful slow movements in between that conveys other emotions such as love or beauty, it just adds that variety. All right, next time you come around to the back, I just invite you to keep that veil behind you. Can you see my kitty? She's very interested. Your pets, your furry friends, your kids, people a lot of times love belly dancers. So just enjoy the attention you may get at home. So let's go ahead and let's talk about doing what's called a frame. So we'll do the first frame with our arms behind, or our veil, behind the back. So we're going to slowly lift those arms up above the head, and like beautiful wings, we frame the head. Here you could do maybe some hip moves, different lovely movements, maybe some undulations. If you're a little more experienced in the belly dance, then this can be a great opportunity when you're practicing at home to work with improvisation. Good. So we're going to now take our veil back out. Let's practice that veil circle to the front. Bringing it around. And now that it's in front of us, let's lift up and frame our beautiful face. And you'll see I've got a nice little pocket. I'm bending at the elbows a bit here so that our pretty face is visible. We don't want to latch it up and hide it necessarily for this. Yeah? And then you can do beautiful movements again with a different look. Good. So while our veil is in front of us, I'd like to show you something called a veil toss, where we're going to toss the veil behind the head. So you can watch me very quickly. We're going to toss it back, right? Beautiful. Toss. Now, this is a pretty simple and self-explanatory move, but one thing I'd like to share with you, I'm going to hold on to my veil just for a moment, is your arms will work best if you've got your veil in front. You bring them up high and closer together, and then back. Yeah? So we're here, up close, farther away. So wide, up close, farther away. The reason of this being is if you keep the hands wide as you lift up, chances are that veil will catch on the face, which we always get a giggle about in class, right? So let's try it together. Veil out in front. Yeah. We have it nice and wide, so we want to typically have the veil to have a bit of tension. Again, it can be loose, but we want to keep those arms lifted, yeah? Not just bleh, because then we can't see it. So, what we're going to do is we're going to lift up high and release. Let's try that to the front. Lift arms up close and release. One more time. Lift and release. Good. Lift and release. Very nice. Good. Let's go ahead and we'll learn 2 more movements, and then we will string them together into a little mini combination. So let's go ahead and take the veil once more behind us. And then from here, we're going to learn one of my ultimate favorites, which is called the envelope. So I'm going to walk close to you for a moment so you can see my hands. So once again, our veil is pretty evenly dispersed between both sides of the body. For this, as you can see with my hands, we have our thumb and hands together. That's how we're going to hold our veil. We're going to take the hands together, and then with our back hand, which for me is my left, probably your right, we're going to hold on to the other side. Yeah? So this hand is free now. One hand will be free, the other one is holding both ends. And then with that free hand, we're going to push out on the side, and we've made a little packet. Oops. See? As you can see. So we've got 2 halves. So we're in our envelope, and as you can see, we've got a little pocket here and one hand free. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with the envelope. You can sometimes leave the head out and wrap under your beautiful eyes, or as we're going to do in this activity, bring it up into a beautiful little packet. So this is a really great way to enter with the veil, because again, the veil adds a bit of femininity, a bit of mystique. As belly dancers, we don't give everything away right away. We like to have an aura of mystery. Sometimes you can have a beautiful costume, and maybe this is a great way to leave your audience spellbound so that they finally get to see the costume. So you come out. Now here's the cool part, is we're going to have a reveal with this envelope. So one hand is in our veil, yeah. The other hand's holding on to the 2 ends. We're going to use our thumb. So we're holding on to the one end with our thumb, and we're going to keep holding on to the back but open the front. So watch this. Ooh, right? So all we did is we've got both edges here locked in. So take your thumb from one hand, hold on to the other end. And then when we decide to release, we still hold on to the back veil, but we let go of that front with our thumb. So that's the trick. So we're here. And I like to do maybe some beautiful movements with the hips, maybe press out side to side with our veil, and then maybe strike a pose. Here I'm going to cross one leg back so that when that veil opens, you're in a lovely pose. Yeah? And then from here, you're free to do all kinds of things. You can circle your veil, as we mentioned before. You can bring it up and do some lovely, what we call hip work in the belly dance world. You can do many, many things. For this activity, let's open our veil. So let's try this together. We'll hold on. We've got our veil behind the back. Take your thumb of one hand, and it can be whichever hand. For me, I find it easiest to work with my left hand and right to the side. So if you'd like to try that with you, that would be mirroring. So you can always grab with one hand and go the other way. It's all up to what you're comfortable with, but the same principle applies. So make your envelope. Do some pretty movements here, and then now when you're ready, strike a pose and see if you can allow it to open. Ooh, like a little curtain, yeah? Great. Okay, these last little bits I want to show you, and then we'll string all of this together into a mini combination, is something called a veil flip. We're going to flip it over the arms. So again, we have the veil behind us. And then we're going to take each arm, and I'm just going to show you by the arm, and make a little flip like this, back to front. Whoop. So behind us and up. Nice and quick, because that veil will catch air and then wind around that hand. So we'll go back to front. Ooh, isn't that magical? Try that on the other side. Back to front. So, yeah. So what we're doing again, we're here. Whoop. Ooh. So back to front, arm like so. Try that on the other side. Flip. Yep. So I know I said move slowly with your veil, and you do want to, but certain moves you have to do just a little bit quick and then let the air catch your fabric. And then when you have it like so, draped, perhaps you could do a lovely promenade around yourself. Let's try that. Just walking. Remember, at all times when you are dancing, you are a queen. You are a goddess. You have regal bearing. You are confident. So always keeping this in mind. And I promise, if you continue to practice and make the movements your friend, you will begin to believe that more and more. So last move, and then I'll leave you to practice these moves until you feel comfortable. And then in the next tutorial, we'll show you your combination, is going through that veil circle we learned right in the beginning, but adding a turn with the body. And again, you can do this either direction. So if you'd like to add a turn to this, it's quite simple, and you can turn in any speed that works best for you. You would just keep this veil circle going and then do little walks around yourself. And again, if your music is very fast and exciting and you want to take up a lot of space, you can feel free to move quickly. Maybe something like this, where you're around and around. But I encourage you to think a little bit, especially if you're brand new to veil, about moving slower and the more sensual nature of it, letting the air catch the veil, little baby steps, just enjoying that movement. You can try that the other direction as well. All right, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to learn a few basic veil movements with me. Check out my next tutorial and we'll string these moves together into a mini combination that will be beautiful and a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.